Hi, hello.
Hey, hello.
Is this Dion McNally?
Yes.
Hey, man, this is Tommy Bryson. Just want you to know this call's gonna be recorded and potentially uploaded to YouTube. How can I help?
Wait, say that again. I'm sorry, pardon.
This is Tommy Bryson. How can I help you?
Oh, hey, what's up, Tommy? I'm sorry.
It's all good, bro.
It's
Yeah,
really cool to hear from you.
yeah.
My name is Dion. Shoot, I'm just 20, and I
Okay.
watch your videos and I pay attention, but
Mm-hmm.
pretty much I want to live a life that's pretty prosperous, and I don't expect to be super rich, but I was wondering, I guess, what's some you think some things that I should do in my best interest once I start accumulating money saved.
Okay. What do you do now for work?
I'm actually unemployed. Um, I'm 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 planning on. I was working for Spectrum, and long story short, I ended up getting a car wreck, and that job it was mandatory for me to have a car, and
Yeah.
I recently got a car, and I plan on going to uh trade school to become an electrician.
Okay.
My hope is to become a solar electrician and even maybe one day start a business with solar.
Okay. Well, the big thing is when you're 20 years old and you're trying to basically figure out how to build wealth, wealth starts with having a skill. And it sounds like my name is Dion. I'm working towards that now. Like if you're gonna go out there and get a trade job and actually pay for that, hopefully with cash, the answer is you're good, right? Because electricians make between 50 to 60K, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. So once you have that skill and you actually have that job and you're making that much money, the answer is if you want to build wealth, you want to stay out of debt first of all. So currently, right now, you being unemployed, do you have any debt?
yeah, too
What
much.
do you owe?
So the car that I had, I didn't finish paying it off, and I totaled it, and I guess it's on my credit now.
How much do you owe there?
And, like $21,000.
21K.
Yeah,
Any credit card debt?
no.
Any other debt?
Let's see. Actually, no. I paid off my debt with one of my stimulus. I had some loan debt from college. So I did a year in college, but I
Mm-hmm.
dropped out. But I had
Okay.
loan debt, but I paid it off.
Okay. The
But
biggest thing is going to be if you have any debt whatsoever, you want to use the avalanche method to basically pay it off. That means you pay off the debt with the highest APR. Right now, currently, you only have one, and that's that car. Right. So potentially, and by the way, the new car you bought now, did you buy it for cash? You bought a used car?
yeah, pretty much I got it for free. But yeah,
Okay, awesome. Then just keep that car and you maintain it at least every 3 months or 6 months. That way it doesn't fall apart because it tends to happen. So just make sure, for example, you maintain the car correctly. But overall, it's gonna be you want to work towards your skill and whatever income you have coming in, you're not using it for investing. You're using it to get yourself out of debt. Does that make sense?
yeah,
Because once you're out of debt, for example, now you have a bunch of extra cash or cash flow, and you can use that money to do whatever you want to do, like invest more money or whatever it is. But the step-by-step plan is basically you got to save $1,000 first in case anything goes wrong while you're doing this plan, so you can actually have that money there. If you do have to use that money for emergencies, well, you have to re-up it to $1,000 before you continue again. But once you're done with that debt, great. You start saving up a full-blown emergency fund for at least 3 to 6 months. Once that's there, also, if while you're doing like you can invest also like maybe 5-10%, but no more than that. But then you want to focus on hey, by this age, most likely you're like 21 or 22 once you're done with all these steps, Ashley. So once you're there, the idea is well, do I want to buy a home or do I want to save up for something else or whatever it is, right? So for me personally, the idea is I'm saving up for a home, so I save up money for that, while I also invest, for example, between 10 to 20% of my income. If you have a kid midway while you're doing this, the answer is you want to save at least 5% for their 529 account for the college like fund or whatever it is. Does that make sense?
mhm, yeah,
But once you get to that point, by then you'll be an electrician, obviously, and the priority is, hey, I just want to make sure I have a fully funded emergency fund while I invest 10-20% into my retirement. The rest of the money, I want to save that money up for when it comes to actually putting down a down payment for a home and trying to pay it off as fast as possible.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And it
I
sounds.
mean,
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I had saw like a post and it was like a TikToker. You know, like those TikTok guru guys.
Yeah, I love those guys.
He was like pretty much like, you know, if you want to quote unquote be rich, he was like
Mm-hmm.
how to save. If you have $5,000 in the bank for every year after the age of 18, because he was like, I don't know how to explain it. He was pretty much saying that a lot of people they spend money that they don't have. He was like, so
Mm-hmm.
there's a difference between like looking rich versus like actually being rich and having
Mm-hmm.
assets.
I mean, what wealth to me means, wealth and being rich to me means just one thing, okay? What does being rich actually mean? It means basically having more money coming in than you have going out. So
Yeah,
if you spend 30K but you make 40K passive income, then you're wealthy also, right? You're also rich. But the core
yeah,
foundation of wealth is, in a way, you gotta get out of debt, you save for emergencies, you start investing for your future, and you also start to lower your expenses by potentially buying a home and cutting out the biggest expense ever, which is basically paying for rent. Because once you own a home and you pay it off as possible, you don't have that anymore. Does that make
yeah,
sense?
most definitely.
Mm-hmm. But it all starts with you getting out of debt and getting a skill.
I've been like I watched your one video about like investing with Cash App. So I've
Mm-hmm.
been investing with Cash App, but
I'll
like
pause all my investments. I would pause every single investment I have until I'm debt free. I would just stop investing
okay,
completely. Because whatever you're
okay,
gonna make from investments, and most likely you're speculating a little bit, unless you like really know accounting and finance, and you
mhm,
actually spend hours and hours and hours studying like stocks and so on to find the perfect one for you or whatever. You're probably speculating. So whatever money you do make, it's gonna be lucky almost, but you still have all this money being charged to you also, and you have that looming debt over you. Does that make sense?
yeah, most definitely.
But when it comes time to invest, though, how would you invest as an electrician? The big thing's gonna be you just want to do index fund investing, unless you want to be a full time investor. I don't do that stuff. I do, for example, index fund investing. It's a lot more easier. I get the full return of the market. In all of my
Yeah,
videos, I have a link to M1 Finance. In my channel, I have, for example, videos on M1 Finance also, and I show you exactly what I invest my money into. The big thing for you as an electrician working for a company is getting whatever match they actually give you and putting your money, the rest of it, basically in a Roth IRA and whatever else is left over into your Roth 401k. You're basically just going ahead and saving into retirement funds to then go ahead and basically just save like for the future. That's all you're doing. You don't need to pick stocks in here and there.
yeah, okay, yeah.
Hmm.
I thought about doing an IRA. I saw like a
You want
lot
to do
of
a Roth.
people younger than me, and they're like in like 60 or like 50, 40 years. It's
Hmm.
tax free, and they got millions of dollars.
Well, the IRA isn't fully tax free. The IRA is an individual retirement account, right? But the idea is that's pre-tax. So you get to save money in taxes today, but in the future when you take that money out, you'll be taxed then. But the Roth IRA is post-tax. So you invest your post-tax money you pay taxes on already. So in the future when you take the money out, it's all yours. So that's why I recommend,
Yeah,
for example, the Roth IRA. However, when you have a company, right? When you work for a company, if they also have available a Roth 401k, you get that because that way all the money you actually put in there is going to be 100% yours. And when you're ready to leave the company, you can just roll all the money over into your Roth IRA also. Tax,
okay.
yeah, everything's tax free there.
May I ask a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you have any advice for like a future business owner? Like, what would you say to like a future business?
What do you want to own?
Uh, honestly, I don't know. Like, I know I want to own something. I want to have some type of ownership. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know if I want to do like something in the food or hospitality. I want to do something in one way or another. I want to service other people, like one way or another.
You want to do what with other people?
Service other people.
Okay. Well, as an electrician, if you start to do, for example, independent work, you can also do that too, right?
Yeah,
Um,
that's what I
but
thought about. I thought about solar. Maybe
mm-hmm.
like I could sell solar panels and install them myself. And
Yeah,
so
yeah.
then
A full
middleman.
service, a full service. But then you'll probably have to hire other people, and then your full job would just be basically just getting contracts and so on. But the main idea when it comes to certain businesses, you want to work under someone that's doing exactly what you want to do. So if I know that my main plan is going to be like solar panels, all that stuff, maybe I want to work for a solar company because that way I can learn on their dollar. When I make mistakes, it costs them money, not me money. And when I'm
Yeah.
working there for like a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 or 5 years, I can say, hey, I want to do this business. And when I do that business, guess what? I already have all the information because guess what? I've been doing it, getting paid to do it for a very long time.
Yeah.
So my advice is you work under someone, you save up money, so when you do start, you don't have to start with any crazy debt.
Okay, for sure.
Yeah.
I guess the only other question I have is like, so with me being younger and whatnot, like I do have like other avenues that I can see myself potentially pursuing that I'm like more passionate about. Like in all honesty, like I love film and cinematography, and I really would love to be a filmmaker, but it's like I feel like it's more of a risk than like something where I got a guaranteed income. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
And so
Here,
like,
here's what I would
what
tell
would
you, right? You sound like me a little bit, I did like the whole little film thing, and again, it falls into play with the whole idea of you got to work under somebody that's actually doing that. When you don't have any connections with film, you can work as a PA. A PA is basically the person that gets everything for the actual filmmakers and the actual actors and all that stuff, right? So you can actually
Yeah,
work as a PA. There's like listing on Craigslist, and once you make one connection, you just need one connection, and they call
yeah,
you for every other gig because it's a very simple job. You get paid a decent amount of money, but you're getting paid just to be around them and see what it's all about. Me personally, I
uh-huh.
hated it
Oh, you
because
didn't like
those jobs, bro, it's like 12, 14-hour days.
it? Yeah, I actually got like a little bit of experience with film.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much what ended up happening was I went on Craigslist and they were looking for actors, but
Mm.
I told them I actually wanted to be a part of the production crew.
Mm-hmm.
And with this movie, pretty much it was this production firm. They first time making a film. They used
Yeah.
to do plays, and I ended up getting executive producer credit. But I don't
That's
know how to transfer that to be like, hey, this is what I did. This is how I contribute to this film.
I mean,
Give me opportunity.
that's awesome. My advice would be you want to get connections and you just want to get in the world, right? That's my advice. Now, as far as, for example, it's kind of similar to, hey, I want to do YouTube, but I'm an accountant, right? So how do I stop doing accounting stuff? The main thing
Yeah,
for me was when YouTube made me enough money to the point where I knew like, hey, it's kind of secure now. I can now quit my job, right? So that's kind of what I did. I quit my business. So if you want to be an electrician, right, and you kind of
mhm,
you kind of have a vibe for that, you can do that. And at the same time, once you actually have that job, if you still are not, for example, like a filmmaker, the answer is you can still like keep working at it until you actually do become one. Now, if you want to go to college for that, you could do that potentially, but you don't want to pay a lot of money for that either, because you can go to a college, do everything you got to do, and you still won't get a job. It's the film world is connections, and every time you go
yeah,
somewhere, you be very, very nice because it's a very small world. Everyone knows each other. If you're a butt face, people will know, and they will not try to hire you.
yeah.
Yeah, that's how it is, man.
I talked to like one of my former teachers. She's like a mentor of mine, and she
Mm-hmm.
was like, like a lot of kids have been rushed off to college and they're not really ready. She
Yeah.
was like, we personally believe like the best way to learn something is through life experience. Because there's a
Um.
lot of people depend on me, and like
Something.
you can learn
Something.
better.
Yeah. Some things are great to learn with life experience. Like like a few things out there. But the main thing is that if you can learn something through a book or through a mentor, it's just a lot faster to actually get the information. Everything that you want to do, someone has already done. So it's very
Yeah,
possible for you to go out there and basically just learn from them in some way, either through a book, a YouTube video, or just by working under them.
yeah. Do you do like any mentoring?
No, this is
No.
mentoring right now. I don't. I mean, mentoring the YouTube way is like I charge you money. I don't do that. If you have any questions, you can DM me on Instagram, or you can just always call the channel and just ask me whatever you want to ask me. But like mentorships, when I'm gonna charge you money just to talk to me, I'm not really into that.
That's what's up. I actually DM'd you before. I forgot why, but it was like a while back.
You did what?
I had DM'd you before, and you responded, but it was like
Yeah.
a while back.
Yeah, I mean, I try to respond to them all, but if I don't get to respond, you can always schedule a call, and that way I can talk to you directly, like through these calls.
Okay.
But overall, man, here's my final advice to you. It sounds like you have a lot of ideas. Um, there's two ways to go about it. Way one is you got a job with Spectrum again or any other company. You make money that way while you're trying to figure out, for example, your full film thing at nighttime, and you can go to school for that or get connections with that and work on the weekends. Fine, that's way one. Way two is you get a job also again with Spectrum while you go to college, become an electrician, and work also the weekends. Well, not college, just get trade school, and you go to on the weekends to like college if you want to, or just basically work jobs on the side to do that thing. One guarantees that once you're done with the whole Spectrum thing, you have secure income, and the other one says, "Hey, I'm putting all my eggs in the basket of film because I don't like working for Spectrum whatsoever."
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, most definitely.
I would probably go with option two.
Say that again. I'm sorry.
I'd probably go with option two. The option
Yeah.
where you work for Spectrum while you're getting your whole trade degree because it takes like a year or 2 years. That's nothing. You're 22 now. You can have the potential to actually make a lot of money while you figure out the whole film thing.
Yeah, for sure.
And remember, if it does work out for you, the whole film thing, understand that type of job has seasons to it. So certain seasons you make a lot of money, others you don't. So you got to stack up your money the correct way.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, I really appreciate that. Thank you.
All right, man. You have any more questions, Dion?
No, I don't think so. How could I get a hold of you again? Just
Just make-
schedule the call.
Yeah, just make another call. So all calls are free. They're not a one-time thing. If you want to call me again, just after a few weeks or like when you have any more questions, even tomorrow, whatever it is, you can always schedule another call and I'll call you. Okay?
Well, thank you. I really appreciate it, man. Yeah, that really inspired me, and thank
Awesome,
you.
man. Don't be inspired, man. Just take action, okay? It's all about habits. All right?
Yes, sir.
All right. See you next time, bro. All right, have fun.
Yeah. Can I ask a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry. What's like some good money habits that you could recommend? Like I think I got like bad habits with money, honestly.
Okay. That's an excellent question, honestly. When I was 19 years old, a year old, like younger than you were, obviously, all the money that I got, I spent it on sneakers and clothes and trying to look fancy. The main thing that changed me was understanding that if I have a normal job and I was gonna pay around $8 per hour, every time I spent money on some shoes, that was basically my time that was gone on a liability. So it shifted when I noticed that, and then the action I took was basically, hey, I need a budget. Every budget has four walls. The four walls are basically shelter. I would live with my mom, so I didn't have to worry about that much. You had utilities. I didn't pay for anything either, just my phone bill. I had also groceries, which I didn't pay for that either. And then lastly, you had transportation, which I just got the bus, right? Those are the four walls. You want to see exactly where your money is going. And every dollar that you make, you want to give it a job. So once you're done covering your expenses, whatever else is left over, in your case, you can use that money to save for emergencies and start paying for your entire trade trade degree in a way. So every time it's just giving your money a job. If you want to have fun, we'll make a budget for having fun. That way that money is set aside for having fun. The budget I created is called Simple Budget and has like 6 accounts, which is basically emergencies, investments, debt payments, expenses. You have also fun money and you also have charity. So every time I got paid money, I put my money into different envelopes and just trying to do all those things. So first step would probably be like, hey, you grab most of your money, you save $1,000, put into emergencies. Okay, that's check right now for the short term. You spend money on expenses, yes. You don't invest anything right now, that's fine. But then when it comes to debt, you put all the extra money towards debt. If you want to have fun, no more than 1%. If you want to give to charity, if you're like a Christian, 10%. If you're not, just do 1%.
Okay.
Okay, but it's the simple answer is just give your money a job and track your money. If you don't know where the money is being spent, it's a problem.
Okay. I used to use like Mint for a budget. What do you recommend?
I recommend your hands. That's the
Okay.
first. That's the first budget I had. It helped me out a lot because you get to see the money actually growing and you actually see it working. Once you have, for example, you have those envelopes you're doing it yourself and you have that money growing, you see your wallet actually getting fatter and fatter and fatter, and you say like, I don't want to lose this money. So now you can open up, for example, a SoFi money account, and you can actually go ahead and create all those accounts in that one account for free.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
But as far as tracking what you spend, just use common sense. If you say, for example, hey, I got paid $1,000, my budget for the month is only 50% of my salary towards actual expenses, well, put that money in a separate debit card. And once that money hits zero, you ain't got no money to spend. That's it.
Yeah, okay. Yes, sir.
That's all it is. But if you use Mint, it's a good tool. If you use, for example, Need a Budget, it's a good tool. If you use the Every Dollar app by Dave Ramsey, it's a good tool also. But it all comes down to you just tracking your money and giving all your money a job. That's very simple. What's hard is the execution of it, because sometimes you run out of money and you're like, but I want to buy this, I want to buy that. That's why you have to be strict with yourself, because you know what you want in life. That's the whole idea. And once you have, for example, financial freedom, you can buy whatever you want. You can go out whatever you want. You want to buy a fancy car, you can if you want to. You can buy whatever you want for cash.
Yeah.
All right, brother. You have any more questions?
No, thank you. I really appreciate it.
All right, man. Where are you from, by the way?
I'm from Texas. Dallas,
Texas. Oh, that's awesome. I thought about moving there for like 10 seconds, and then I said no.
I think the cost of living is pretty good.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. Yeah, it's awesome.
Texas, I would say Austin. Austin
Yeah.
is really nice.
I think my cousin is moving to Austin, Texas. He's a fighter and stuff like that. So it's like big thing over there with fighters. But I'm gonna go to Puerto Rico for now. Get those taxes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
All right, brother. I'll see you next time. And always schedule a new call if you want to talk again. Okay? Have fun.
All right. Thank you. You too.
All right. Peace out. All right, guys, so that right there was Ashley Dion, and I'm always excited to talk to someone that was my age when I was trying to figure things out also. And by the way, the main thing is when you're this young, you're 20, by the way, if you're 30, you're young. If you're 40, you're still young. You still have like your whole life ahead of you, you know what I mean? If you're 70, you take things serious now, okay? You're getting too old now. But overall, like when you're this young, the main thing is you gotta go out there and you gotta get a skill. If you don't have a skill, you got a problem, because whatever skill you get paid for what you can do in a capitalist country. If you can do very little, you get minimum wage. If you can do nothing, you don't get paid anything, okay? But if you can do electrician work, that's a specialty, okay? That can pay you a lot of money. And whenever you have the idea of saying like, hey, Tommy, but I want to do something else, I have like this passion thing. My plan has always been, I work a job because I need income, obviously. Will I try to make that work? You only fail once you give up. When you give up, that's when you fail. Obviously, okay? I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. If you want to join me on my next call for tomorrow or another day, well, link down below. Schedule a call. All calls are free for 30 minutes, and I'll talk to you directly. On top, I have 2 other channels, so go subscribe over there. Links down below. Also, on top, I also like this video, subscribe, hit the bell so you get notified, and leave a comment down below. It helps a ton with the algorithm, okay? That's how this channel picks up more steam. If you want to DM me, well, join me on @TommyBryson on Instagram. By the way, that's my only one, nothing else. If you want to watch another video, here's one right here. Click my face right here. See you guys tomorrow. And as always, peace.